Hello my friends. In rural America, where fertile soils and rolling grasslands meet, there is a balance between people and nature. Among the challenges facing American farmers is the constant threat of coyotes. In today's video, we will watch how American farmers deal with millions of coyotes. Descendants of wolves, coyotes are highly adaptable, resilient, and intelligent. They are also known for their keen hunting instincts and exceptional communication skills. They often howl as a means of conveying messages to their herd. Coyotes have roamed these lands for thousands of years. They adapt very well to diverse environments such as primary forests, grasslands, deserts, and urban areas. Habitat flexibility has helped coyotes easily find territory and expand their living range. Everywhere and anywhere, bushes, fences, even on streets like this, we can easily see images of the coyote. They often live alone or form small herds of 2 to 12 individuals. Coyotes are very smart. They often use tactics to surround their prey. These small coyotes can completely take down prey much larger than them. Coyotes' diets are very diverse. They can eat everything from large animals like deer and sheep to small animals like rabbits, mice, and birds. Furthermore, coyotes also eat plants. Diversity in their feeding habits allows coyotes to survive and adapt well to different environments. Coyote breeding season starts in January and ends in March. Each litter will have 4 to 7 little coyotes born. At this time, their diet still depends on their parents, but after a few months, when strong enough, and when they have learnt how to survive, these coyotes will go out to find new territory and reproduce. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, hunting greatly reduced the number of wild wolves in many areas of the United States. But it brings another problem. Biological imbalance has created opportunities for coyotes to develop and expand their range of activity. From the 1950s onwards, a marked increase in coyote numbers was noted. There would be nothing worth mentioning if coyotes did not enter human living areas. They often move into parks and streets, and they turn themselves into a nocturnal species to hide from humans and seek their own territory. So what do wild animals like coyotes eat in big cities? Cities and suburbs are filled with squirrels, mice, pets, and restaurant leftovers, all of which are abundant food sources for them. We see them under high-rise buildings, and many images of roaming coyotes have been captured by CCTV. Similarly, in agricultural lands, cameras also regularly record the appearance of the coyote. Winter will be the time when coyotes run out of food, so they need to reserve food from the fall, and livestock farms are an ideal destination. This coyote stalked for days to see if he could approach a herd of cattle. These footprints are evidence of the coyote. Perhaps last night they gathered here and tried to break into the farm. The bad things will start from here. You know, for farmers, farms, crops, and livestock are their assets. But the appearance of coyotes will cause a lot of damage and destruction. This poses a big challenge to the livelihoods of American farmers. Some states have tried to reduce coyote numbers by hunting and organizing bounties on them. Hunting activities will take place around areas frequented by coyotes, such as grasslands, forest edges, or near farms. Before each hunting trip, they need to prepare full equipment and check guns and bullets one by one. Each hunting group usually consists of 2 to 3 people. They go together to support each other in installing equipment, observing prey, or collecting coyote carcasses. Farmers can also choose to hunt alone like this man. Next to his cornfield, he waited for the arrival of the troublemakers. Farmers also often protect their livestock from afar like this. Any coyote that comes close to the cattle will be immediately greeted with a shot. As you can see, these hunters are very professional. They prepare audio which will emit sounds that simulate howling to call the coyote herd. The sound is really effective, and this coyote was attracted. Have you ever wondered how they hunt at night? This is how they do it. You can see through this gun sights, everything will be very clear, helping hunters to easily identify and hit the target. This is a herd of night hunting coyote. While tearing apart their prey, they were shot by farmers. This coyote was killed next to rolls of dry straw. You may find these images quite cruel. However, farmers are trying to stop coyotes from killing their livestock. The increase in coyote populations has also created a series of problems related to agricultural practices. At the same time, it also threatens social security and complicates the management of government and federal agencies. When faced with a farmer, the coyote always tries to hide and then stalk later. Their patience, combined with their inherent ferocity, makes them even more terrifying and difficult to deal with. They can wait for hours, night after night, to find the right opportunity to approach. When they get close to their prey, they do not hesitate to strike a fatal blow, tearing apart livestock immediately. Experts say the impact of the coyote cannot be underestimated. They disrupt the delicate balance in the ecosystem, leading to potential conflicts between humans and wildlife. Furthermore, coyotes are carriers of various diseases such as rabies and parasites that can harm both animals and humans. This poses a significant risk to public health and requires proactive measures to manage. To protect their livestock and crops, farmers build sturdy fences. But smart coyotes can dig underneath the fence and successfully break in. Therefore, fences can only help reduce intrusion, but not prevent coyotes who are determined to hunt. Besides fences, farmers will also use cattle dogs for grazing. They instinctively protect their herd and greatly reduce coyote attacks. Some types of traps are also used to catch coyotes like this. After installing the trap, farmers will cover the trap with a layer of soil and dry grass. Finally, he will leave some bait to attract the coyote. After all that effort, the sad thing is that coyotes are very resilient. They have a biological mechanism that can produce large litters when their numbers decrease. Therefore, killing them, even in large numbers, does not have too much of an effect. In the immediate future, using guns is considered the most effective method to control the number of coyotes by managing and maintaining ecological balance. Hunting guns have the ability to destroy targets accurately and quickly. This reduces the time and effort required to exterminate coyotes. Hunting guns can also be fired from a distance, ensuring safety and effectiveness in the killing process. In fact, compared to other methods such as traps or poisons, using shotguns causes less unwanted impact on the surrounding environment. In addition, shotguns also provide immediate effectiveness, helping to reduce the risk of reinfection with harmful coyotes in the short term. Of course, farmers also need to comply with management and hunting regulations of the authorities to ensure safety. This also ensures that coyote management programs are implemented in a sustainable manner. As the sun sets on the prairies, American farmers continue to face the challenges posed by coyotes. Going forward, through cooperation with experts, the US government strives to find a sustainable solution that allows both humans and coyotes to develop in harmony.
Hello my friends. Dawn arrives on the Australian agricultural landscape, and farmers start their day by observing foxes around the farm. There was no speed, brutality and bloodiness like the battles on the steppe, but here exists a war that will surprise you. Now we find out how Australian farmers are dealing with thousands of invasive foxes. In some rural areas in Australia, foxes are the main characters in farmers' stories when it comes to destructive and dangerous animals. They are not only common predators, but also a serious threat to agriculture. Foxes are solitary animals, opportunistic hunters, and specialize in capturing live prey. They use pincer-like claws and are skilled at grabbing prey with precision, combined with sharp teeth ready to tear anything apart. Therefore, foxes have the ability to kill their prey very quickly. The space is peaceful and quiet with no signs of danger. But in just a few short minutes, foxes can invade the farm and attack your livestock. Farms near forests or wild areas are places where foxes often appear to attack. The chickens lay motionless on the ground with patchy bite marks. Something terrible happened last night. The farmers knew for sure that the person causing this chaos was none other than the fox, because they've been lurking here for a few nights. Foxes are not only a danger to pets, but also a challenge to social security. They invade residential areas and consider this as their territory. Instead of wandering through the forest, foxes now appear on the streets, even entering people's houses like this. It wouldn't be worth mentioning if they didn't attack people in the area. This was a brutal attack and everything was chaotic. This woman faced the fox's aggression. You can see she tried to get away from it, but it didn't seem to want to let go. Fortunately, she survived, but the physical and psychological consequences still follow her every day. It is a feeling of fear and pain. The use of traps to control fox populations is an important measure for Australian agriculture. Traps like this are not only highly effective, but also simple, easy to use, and especially can be reused many times to implement the strategy. There are many types of traps depending on the size and weight of the fox. First of all, farmers will carefully prepare tools, traps, ropes, and bait. The process of setting traps is simple but requires strategy and caution. Farmers need to choose appropriate trap locations to maximize the ability to catch foxes. Usually, it is on routes frequented by foxes. By setting traps 2 to 3 times per week, Australian farmers have achieved significant results in controlling fox populations. According to an Australian government study, fox numbers have decreased by about 30% in the past 5 years, mainly thanks to the implementation of trapping. Therefore, it can be said that up to now, traps are a smart solution, because it not only controls the number of foxes, but also effectively protects the agricultural environment. However, the process of destroying this invasive fox species also requires attention and compliance with certain principles during the trapping process. Farmers must check the trap regularly to ensure it is working properly and is not causing injury to humans or other animals. Besides trapping, hunting is also a popular method among Australian farmers. the opening shots in the battle to protect crops. For farmers, fox hunting is not only a recreational activity, but also an important means of controlling fox populations, especially in areas such as agricultural areas in New South Wales and Victoria, where foxes often destroy farms. There is no denying that foxes are part of the Australian ecosystem. But if left unchecked, a sudden increase in fox numbers could pose a major threat to the food chain because of reduced livestock numbers. At the same time, it will affect the food source for other predators. A sudden increase in fox populations can create great pressure on the local environment, affecting ecological balance and the biosphere. Large numbers of foxes can create challenges for wildlife management agencies, especially when it comes to implementing control measures to protect farmers and the environment. These harmful effects together create a major challenge for Australian farmers, requiring them to apply innovative and effective fox control measures. In the field behind the pile of hay, the farmer was waiting. The shot killed the fox quickly. This is the result after about an hour, compared to setting traps and having to wait passively. Many farmers prefer to choose to hunt, because they can actively follow the fox's tracks, even find their dens. And you see, this choice is reasonable, because this way farmers can process larger quantities quickly. You know, foxes are omnivores, they can eat all your livestock and crops. This diversity of food sources has posed a huge challenge to efforts to prevent fox overgrowth. They are capable of hunting a variety of prey, from mice, rabbits to birds. This also increases the difficulty of control. If given the opportunity, foxes will try their luck with adult sheep and even adult cows. In fact, a study in Wales also found that sheep are an important food source for foxes during the summer. Therefore, Australian sheep farmers are always looking for ways to eliminate foxes around their grazing areas. Especially during the sheep breeding period, farmers will organise hunting to protect their farms. The car was approaching the edge of the forest, where foxes often appeared. Hunters holding their hunting equipment in their hands. A dramatic night hunt begins. They walk toward the fence around the farm and fields. He is imitating fox cries to lure them to this area. After efforts to entice, a fox appeared. This method is really effective for night hunting trips. When hunting in forests and wild areas, hunters need to be able to move flexibly in diverse environments. They must be really healthy to carry guns everywhere where foxes often go. They had to stalk and hide for hours until they killed the fox. Only when night comes, the fox's eyesight decreases, so they don't have to hide. But you see, night hunting is not easy either. Their efforts yielded surprising results. This is how many foxes they killed in one night. With every step taken at night, Australian farmers are facing the risk of great economic and psychological loss. Fox attacks not only mean the loss of hundreds, even thousands of livestock for farmers, but they also carry with them concerns about personal safety and the stability of rural communities. But you can see, faced with a great challenge, farmers in Australia do not hesitate. They have created unique strategies to protect their fields. A farmer's long day begins with careful observation. A base used to hunt foxes was placed on top of the container. He was climbing up there and looking into the distance. Farmers do not want to miss any movement in the fields. They must recognize the first signs of the appearance of foxes. Before this invasive species disappears, this battle will continue every day.